You know that Dua Lipa song, New Rules? You're going to need a set of new rules. He doesn't get to have access to you in the way that he has already.
If you're going through a breakup right now, then you've come to the right place. I'm Whitney Kobrin. I'm a dating and relationship expert and a coach for women. And I recently had a coaching session with a client who's going through a breakup. And I wanted to share some of the things that we talked about with you. I know this can seem like the worst thing that has ever happened to you, or even if you know it's not the worst thing, it still hurts. It still feels really awful to go through this. So I want to encourage you to change the perspective and imagine that this is not just something that is happening to you, but rather this is something that's happening for you. This is going to lead you into the next phase of your life, a better phase of your life. Even if you think that you'll never find someone like him, or you're going to imagine that you'll be missing him and thinking about him, years from now, if you follow the right steps, there's no reason that you need to do that. You can find someone else. There are so many fish in the sea. And I want to encourage you to get through this difficult time of the breakup so that you can begin to rebuild the next phase of your life. All right, so now I'm going to get into the coaching session that I had with my client who just went through a breakup. Enjoy.
I cannot change someone to be how I want them to be. Think about your parents. Think about how you wish your parents would change in certain ways. But I have a feeling that you know by now that you cannot change your parents in the way that you want to change them. So take that lesson and apply it to your love life. I cannot change someone to be how I want them to be. But let's not leave it there, because that's very disempowering. It's like, well, shit, I can't do anything then. But that's not true. What you do have control over is within yourself. I control who I let in my life. I control who I'm with, who I give my time and energy to. You do even control who you love, even though that's a really hard, tricky one, because there is this love connection that even though it may not be healthy, it's there. But in time, you do have control over that. If you stick to the behaviors, right? Not talking to him, not doing the thing, if you stick to a certain set of behaviors, your feelings will follow. Your feelings will eventually change. It's like that, do you know that Dua Lipa song, New Rules? Maybe I'll send it to you. It just popped into my head because it's like, you're gonna need a set of new rules. Like, he doesn't get to have access to you in the way that he has already. If he comes back and he's like, I miss you, I just need to talk to you, like, you have control over what you allow. You have control over who you let into your life. You have control over how you spend your evenings. You have control over your life. And when you let him determine, you're giving your power away. And there's going to be layers to this, right? The layer of just being able to let him go, because mostly it's the past and the future. In the present, you can clearly see that he's not giving you what you need. He's not treating you how you need to be treated. He's not respecting your wishes, your boundaries. He's causing more anxiety in you. He's like triggering you, like pushing all your buttons, like poke, poke, poke. So the present is pretty clear, but I imagine that there's ties from the past and how he was, and ties in the future. Like, well, what if, maybe someday we'll be happy and we'll get through this, and that will fade. That will fade in time. But just know that you might have to mourn the loss of the future that you had created in your head. And it's okay to be sad and feel the pain of it. Think about breakup recovery like going through a dark tunnel. and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you really want to just go around this nasty, dark, horrible tunnel and just be like, everything's fine, I'm in the light, it's all good. But just imagine that you can't get there that way. You have to go through the tunnel, you have to feel the sadness, you have to feel, and it's okay that your emotions might be up and you're laughing like heck with your friend tonight and you're having and then all of a sudden you're crying again, and then you're laughing, and then you're crying, and that it might be that way for a little while, and it's okay. I had the experience of losing my husband, that he died very suddenly. It was a good relationship, pretty good. I could see now where it had its flaws, but it was very sudden, and I went through the grieving process, and it's weird, it's strange, it's unpredictable, and other people will have expectations of you. Don't worry about those expectations. Like, just know that it might be up and down and all around, and you're feeling fine one day and then it like hits you and something happens, and that's okay. The best thing you can do is remind yourself of your mantra. This is happening for me, not to me. What are the lessons? What are the gifts? What am I going to gain? Where is this taking me? All of that is related to, this is happening for me. This is a gift for me. And then also just to stay in the present, come back to the present moment. And it might help if you want to lift your mood a little and not be so sad, to practice gratitude. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful. That can be a good way to realistically bring up your mood a little bit without just like being fake about it. Good. I think you're going to come out of this stronger than you realize. This is going to be a gift. It's going to hurt for a little while, but it's going to be a gift in the long run. I really think it's, all these things that are happening, it's not coincidence. It's all kind of lining up for you. Well, I just want to acknowledge that you are taking bold action, and that's something to be proud of yourself for. You can sweep things under the rug and put band-aids on things and pretend that you're okay with things for so long, but eventually those kind of hacks don't work in the long term.
Yeah.
So you are doing the hard work. You're showing up, and you're there for yourself. And just don't want you to forget that. I want you to be proud of yourself for that. It's going to be a combination, to be honest with you. You need to get to a place where you are more healed and more understanding of what you need, but also recognize that certain people will trigger that. And there's this weird thing that we do in human nature where we often repeat our painful memories, our painful past. We do things to repeat it again and again because it's kind of all we know. And so to break through this, it takes some conscious effort. Actually, what would be amazing is the 12-week program that I do. That would be amazing if you could join that, especially with these feelings of loneliness, because it's in a group. So there's other women that are really, experiencing a lot of the same things and pushing themselves. The group coaching program is really the whole program of what I teach to go through the transformation, to know and love yourself, to understand how to be powerful and feminine, to release the past, break through these old barriers of not feeling worthy and lovable enough, and then also learning the right skills to build the new relationship.
Hello again. I really hope that was helpful for you. If you enjoyed that, if you feel a little bit better, it's always helpful to me if you subscribe and like. In the description below, there are links to schedule a discovery call with me and also check out my one-on-one coaching and my group programs. Thanks for being here. Take care. And my wish for you is that you will truly love your love life.